The body of the gunman who claimed he was responsible for the Orlando massacre is no longer in the possession of the Orange County medical examiner. This evening, we're also getting a clearer picture of what happened that early morning when terror erupted inside Pulse. The FBI released the full 911 transcript from that night. The gunman opened fire, killing 49 and injuring dozens of others.
News Channel 5's Jason Hackett is joining us live with the latest on this. Jason?
Yeah, the FBI initially releasing a redacted transcript saying they didn't want to propagate his agenda, but later in the day, they did release an unredacted transcript. Now, according to that transcript, at 2:35 in the morning, the shooter contacts 911 in a call that lasts about 50 seconds. The shooter in Arabic saying, quote, "In the name of God, the merciful, the beneficial." The dispatcher responds, "What?" The shooter continues, "Praise be to God and prayers as well as peace be upon the prophet of God. I let you know I'm in Orlando and I did the shootings." The dispatcher asks for his name. He then pledges allegiance to Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the leader of ISIS. The FBI says there was a 3-hour gap between the time the first shots rang out and the time they were able to take down the shooter. Hostage negotiators engaged him for hours. The FBI today explaining their strategy.
Our officers were in the club within minutes, exchanged gunfire with the suspect, forced him to stop shooting and retreat into the bathroom. From there, we let our negotiator take over and try and negotiate this to a peaceful resolution in an effort to save lives while our SWAT team set up.
Now, the FBI says there was a 3-hour gap between that initial exchange of gunfire and when they were able to get into the club, but one witness testimony may contradict that. Hear that testimony new at 6 o'clock. Live in the feed room, Jason Hackett, WPTV News Channel 5.
Well, the U.S. Department of Justice will send $500,000 to help pay for all of the overtime law enforcement worked, as well as equipment costs from the Orlando shooting. Now, the Florida Department of Law Enforcement requested $2 million in emergency assistance funds. Governor Scott says the state will continue to ask for the remaining $1.5 million.
The Senate